Welcome to the big build. I'm very close to the end of this job now, and one of the final parts of the puzzle in terms of the mechanical and electrical, so plumbing and electrics, is the commissioning of our heat pump. There's been a lot of controversy around the use of heat pumps and people saying that they're expensive, they're not fit for purpose and all the rest of it, and in some cases I would have to agree. However, in a new build, if it's built as it should have been built, insulated as it should have been insulated, and made airtight, and you've got the control of the air coming in and out perfectly, a heat pump is a good go-to product. Here at the big build, we've almost rebuilt this from scratch. We've got two walls that are existing, and they're solid brickwork walls, and then prior to our visit here, someone went round the inside with another skin forming a cavity with a thermal block. So the existing walls are pretty good too. So we've been able to upgrade this house to almost like new build standards. And the way we put our insulation in, for example, it's probably better than new build standards. So we're going to go in and have a quick look and see how the commissioning went and what was involved. So the heat pump in this building is going to be basically doing underfloor heating throughout the downstairs, and we've got an overlay underfloor system. There's a video earlier on in the channel showing how that went in, etc. This is the understairs cupboard. It will be closed in eventually, but prior to that, it's a good opportunity for me to show you our underfloor heating system for downstairs. So here we've got two manifold sets. The first set is for the new part of the building, or everything on this side. The other set is for everything on the other side. So we've got existing bedrooms, we've got a lounge, we've got a bathroom and some other areas. And basically what this does here is all of this is tuned in and communicating via thermostats and all the rest of it with the heat pump controls and the cylinder cupboard. So that's where the magic happens. I'm going to go up there with you guys and show you exactly what that does. So all we have here is our main flow and return, which feeds the hot water through the systems. So we'll go upstairs and look at the plant room now. So this is a pretty typical cylinder cupboard, if you like. My cylinder cupboard at home is very similar. I've got a pressurized cylinder which does basically my hot water. There's pumps, there's motorized valves, there's time clocks. However, with the heat pump, there's a completely different arrangement of electronics, and all this basically does is control it all, and it makes it work efficiently. So the secret with this new modern technology from heat pumps, ground source, it's all about the dwelling and how well that will hold the heat. Okay, this is so crucial. For example, if you've got a building which is an existing building and it's very thermally inefficient, a heat pump is probably not a good solution, because the cost of the upgrades for bringing it up to this sort of standard is probably going to be prohibitive. So in our case, because we were able to build this, insulate it well, build it out exactly as we wanted to, get all of the pipe work at the right size, that's quite important, in the right places to take, for example, upstairs, we've just got a 3 radiator circuit here. It was ideal. It is quite expensive, the capital cost, and there has been some initiatives from the government, albeit they're changing as we speak. We're still on the old initiative, which helps with some of the costs, and I'm not too sure of exactly what that means to my client, but they know all about it. So we're using a new heat product. The reason I've used a new heat product is because I've been using their wet underfloor systems for about 15 years. The reason I like them, they may not be the cheapest on the market, you can always find cheaper, but it's the support, it's the technical know-how, it's the whole package. When you come out, it comes with a folder, everything's in it, schematic drawings, electronics drawings, and even for someone who's never done it before, if you're working with a competent electrician and a good heating engineer, it's really nice to be able to have something that everyone can work from, and it basically works. And controlling it going forward, of course, there's technology. We've got Neostats here, which means that you can control it easily from a mobile device. I've got it at home, so it works super nicely. So that's basically what the inside looks like. I've been assured that once it's all configured and set up, it should pretty much look after itself. Now, New Heat have come and commissioned it today. I've got Andy from New Heat, and the reason they do that is because they want their systems to work exactly as they prescribe them. Now, Gary, who's done all of my heating and plumbing work for a long time, this is our first heat pump, so it's been a real education for me as well. Anyway, so I'm going to have a quick chat with the lads to see how they got on. They're over here. So it went all right then?
Yeah, fine. Yeah.
Yeah?
As expected. Yeah, it's good.
It's doing what it needs to do.
Yeah.
We've heated hot water.
All right.
We've completed the Legionella purge, and Gary's just set all your underfloor heating flow rates.
So now, with regard to the homeowner, because this will be the sort of question on people's lips who maybe aren't in the trade or watching this, they might think, is it complicated to use? Is it complicated to use?
No, because once we've set it, it will pretty much sit there, do its own thing. Apart from sort of an annual service check, it will just sit there, work, do what it's got to do. It's constantly adjusting itself depending on the outside air temperature. In the summer it will automatically turn itself off. In the winter it will adjust itself depending on how cold or warm it is outside.
And one point Andrew made to me a little bit earlier was the fact that with traditional central heating, it basically heats a house up, so you run your water system a lot hotter. With a heat pump, you're basically trying to aim to keep the building at a constant temperature throughout the year. So it'll switch itself off in the summer, but in the winter, it's going to be running in the background, so you'd aim to keep the whole building at 21. So what you mean is you're not going to time it?
No. Your building will lose heat at different times of the day, depending on the temperature outside.
Right.
So the system will adjust itself. So at night time, when the building's losing more heat, it will automatically adjust itself, put a bit more heat in to compensate for that.
Okay.
A system called weather compensation. Basically, that's what it's doing.
And that was that little box on the outside.
There's a little tiny sensor on the outside wall,
Yeah.
that talks to your NEBE controller in the plant room.
Yeah.
And that, through the joys of electronics, adjusts itself accordingly.
Glad to say we've done our first one now, Gary, finally, after all this time, because it's been a real journey. We've had the pandemic, we've had a shortage of products, we've had a shortage of microchips. This took a bit of time to come. It was a little bit later. We've had to adjust the way we build the project out as well. But I think going forward, hopefully, that's all going to change and we'll have these products as and when we need them. So, yeah, and I'm really interested to see how it performs.
You'll be surprised, I hope.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. But I think the key here, my key message of this video is do your research. Gary went and did training with several manufacturers just to understand what was out there. I'm not saying everyone's got to go and do training, but I think it's super key if you're going to be going forward. And we were lucky that our existing supplier is almost a market leader now for heat pumps and renewables. So I think we were lucky in that respect. And I'm glad that we've gone down that road because we've learned a lot today.
Yeah.
Anyway, nice one, Andy. Nice one, Gary. And we'll catch you all soon.